just love keeping bees. You know, I love honey. Honey's an amazing product, amazing food. Honeybees are the only insects in the world that produce a food for us, which is nice in them, because without them we'd all be dead as dead. You know, really. Every one of 3 pieces of food that you eat is pollinated by a honeybee. So if the honeybee ceased to exist, so will we. Albert Einstein said that if honeybees cease to exist, we'll have 4 years to live on the planet without honeybees. I have 40 hives. Yeah, I have some on this farm. There's 2 other farms in Marshfield I keep hives on. I keep some on my own property as well. Early spring, I feed, rotate frames. About June, I'm probably putting on supers, which are boxes that go on top. There's 2 more boxes that will go on top. July is a great month because I really don't have to do anything in July. The hives, the bees basically vent themselves. They just go out, get pollen, nectar, and bring it back, and they do their own thing. It starts up again in August, where I start treating for varroa mites and start pulling supers, you know, pretty much like the end of August, and get ready for extraction. I was actually a photographer for 30 years. I was on film. I did everything with 4.5, Hasselblad, and I processed my own film. And now digital photography kind of put that into extinction. And I thought, well, I got to do something to make a living, and I might as well try to do something that I like to enjoy. And I love local honey. And finding local honey used to be very, very difficult. You know, I just was so curious and did my research about it. I started with 1 hive, which was way down there, and because I wasn't really sure what to expect, so I put it far away. And I remember, you know, opening up the hive, I was nervous. You know, bees are buzzing. When you hear that buzzing in your ear, when you have hundreds of them around your head. Granted, I had a veil on, but the bee suit I had 15 years ago wasn't anything like the one I have now. Bees would come in and they'd be crawling on my face, and then I'd get stung all over my face. So you get used to that. And but my bee suit I have now too, which is an English style bee suit, is much more efficient. You know, and I still get stung quite a bit, but the products you can get out of a hive is amazing. Bee propolis, hives make that to sanitize and cleanse their hive to keep it hospital clean. You got beeswax, which is the cleanest burning fuel in the world. It's the only fuel you can eat. Your body will digest, which says something about it. And then of course you've got honey, you know, which is just amazing. You know, I mean, you get a burn in your body, put honey on it. You got a cut, put honey on it. It has so many antibacterial qualities. I eat a pound of honey in probably 3-4 days. That's why I always laugh when people say, oh, I'm not going to use this for a while, it will last me a year. Use your honey. Anytime you put sugar in a food, substitute it with honey. And honey's only 1.5% sucrose sugar, so it's a better honey. It's all glucose and fructose sugars, which is better for your body. Your body metabolizes that slowly. It's great for your body inside and out.
For people to come.
The honey is very raw. That's why they call it raw honey. I mean, basically, I extract it out of the hives from the frames. I cut my caps and spin it in an extractor, centrifugal extractor, and then it basically just goes through a screen right into the bottles.
He collects all the wax in 5-gallon buckets, and when I have time, I clean it here. And I have to put it in water. I have to heat water up, melt the beeswax, and it has to be filtered.
And the third product is propolis, which is, we talked about, I scrape that and I gather that in buckets as well in a raw form. It's a wonderful substance, and so you put it in water and drink it, and it's great for prostate health. It strengthens red blood cells, boosts your immune system. It's great for treating any gum or teeth disorders, any throat disorders. It's actually been known and proven to shrink the sizes of tumors in certain cases. So yeah, those are the 3 products.
That first year that we had some honey, you know, he said to me, he goes, you know, I can put together a basket, and he says, what, can you make some stuff to start putting in this? So I started doing some exploring on the computer. Being an artist, I love experimentation, so that was really right up my alley. And you know, I started thinking, well, you know, we do a beeswax candle. I could probably figure out how to make lip balm, you know, and so it just kind of came together like that. And then just as the years went on, we just, every winter, I would start to experiment and expand our product line. And one of the things that really amazed me the most was how good honey is for healing burns and allergies. I mean, I have had seasonal allergies all my life until we started keeping bees, and I started having honey on a regular basis. With the farmers markets that we do, that's what people are looking for all the time, is to help their allergies.
We started, of course, with just one raw honey, and then that was a while back. And so then what we started to do was we make infused honeys. They're artisan specialty honeys. We make a cardamom cinnamon honey, a lavender honey, a chamomile honey, a lemon honey, and these are all infused using organic spices and seeds.
Flowers.
And flowers, of course. But these specialty artisan honeys that we make are like no other, and they go great with cooking certain types of foods. We have a lot of chefs that use the lavender honey to make their chef's vinaigrette dressings within their restaurant, and they're second to none. They're just simply delicious. We have a tick repellent made with 10 real essential oils, and it's a beeswax-based salve.
And it's got tea tree oil, or not, neem oil in it, which is a really good insect repellent all around. I mean, you'll even see it. It's on natural products for spraying on your plants to keep bugs and, away.
Definitely. But this now is my best friend.
I designed that for him.
This is my best friend because I'm walking through a lot of fields to get to my hives. And when I use this, you don't get ticks. You don't use it, they'll be on me. So we've got some other stuff. There's a healing balm here as well. And the healing balm is great. A lot of antiseptic qualities to it.
It's like a Neosporin. You put it on a cut, put a Band-Aid on it, and it's healing the next day. I used to get a lot of infected cuts, so I designed that. The knowledge of bees goes back to the Egyptians. And they realized so many things that they could do with all the products that the bees made. I mean, it was a food. It was good for their skin. They used it. They started using painting with it, doing encaustic painting with it, which encaustic means to burn in, and they would add a tree resin to it, a tree sap, to help harden it, so that it could withstand hotter temperatures. And they would seal the hulls of their boats. They would paint portraits on sarcophagi, after people had died. I mean, it's been around for a long time.
But keeping bees is just great. That's probably when I'm happiest. It's just with the bee suit on, taking care of bees out in the field. It's very relaxing. You're in your own world.
Yeah. It's just I love it when since I'm here working all the time and the bees are right out here, I often will see the swarms begin when they start swarming, and that's when a hive has split, and I'll have to call Paul and keep an eye on the swarm as to where they're settling, and he'll come later in the day once they've all clustered and get another box set up for them and collect them.
Yeah, it's very involved, swarming.
Yeah.
But it's very cool. I love catching swarms.
It's exciting. Yeah,
it's
I
fun.
always love to
It's a challenge.
watch that.
We've heard the philosophy, I work like a bee, and I work constantly. I mean, the honeybees work so hard throughout their life.
Make hay while the sun shines, right?
They make it all the time. And of course, while it's shining, because honeybees will come out more when the weather's better, of course. But yeah, I mean, their job really is their dedication to the whole colony. They work together as one. They're not out for individual gain. They just work together as one, as a common goal, which I find very unique, because we live in a country where everybody is completely out for individual gain, and people don't want to help each other. But if everybody sticks together, you can really accomplish quite a bit, and we can learn from the honeybees.